Hey, it's John with Mental Mist. So, I wanted to reach out with another tool that all my clients find is extremely helpful. I'm giving this away for free, no worries about that, because I want you to actually be able to make the changes you want in your life. Now, see, if we want to change our life, well, I like to call that our reality. If we want to change our reality, if you're in the reality where you're watching pornography or you're going to sites or doing activities you don't want to do, you want to change that reality. Two things you need to change that will make the biggest difference. Your reality is going to equal your beliefs about yourself and about the world, plus your memories. Now, if you've already done my other tool I sent you, the memory movie theater, you've already started working on the memories. That's a huge, important step to take. Once you start working on those old memories that are holding you back in either less or sometimes in obvious ways, it starts to make a real big difference in the kind of life you can live. If you're not focused on those old traumatic memories or just those old memories that just don't feel good, if you're not focused on those anymore and you've let go of them and they don't feel bad, well, now you can start moving forward. There's one more thing you got to change, and that's that beliefs. That's what this tool is. Here's a quick rundown. There's a PDF attached down below. If you use this PDF and walk through it, this tool maybe takes like 10, maybe 20 minutes to do if you go really in depth on it, which sometimes is really useful. So here's how it works. You've got this little grid here. So you've got your past, your present, and your future. And then you've also got that on the side, you've got the observer, the mentor, and the self. So what you're going to do, you are going to journal or meditate. I really recommend journaling though, because it's a really good way to write it down, and that kind of helps take yourself out of it, which is kind of the goal here. You're going to follow the numbers around, and if you notice, they don't really go in a nice, neat flow, but there's a reason why they flow this way. Let's say you've worked on a belief, or let's say you've already worked on a memory. The memory's gone, it doesn't hurt anymore, but you think back on that memory and you're like, man, I didn't learn very good things from that. Or maybe you just have a belief that's holding you back, like you believe you're not worthy of money, or you believe you're not worthy of love. All right, write that down. That's what you're going to put in the present and the self. That's number one. Write down the exact belief that you have that you want to get rid of. Okay? Once you write down that belief, now you just keep following the numbers. But this time, in the future self, I want you to write down, what would your future self say to you? If you were to fast forward 10 years into the future, and this problem was gone, and you believed you were worthy of money, worthy of love, whatever it is, what advice would that person give to you? Sometimes this doesn't come super easily. You'll notice that some of these are easier to do than others, and that's okay. Just try to write down what you think your future self would say. There's not necessarily a right or wrong answer, but this does help you start to think outside the box that you've been accidentally put yourself into, or that you got put into as a kid. You'll do that one. Then the next one is mentor of the future. So you're going to write down if you had a mentor who fosters your resourcefulness and totally believes in you and your ability to transform. That would be a mentor who's really focused on helping you become your best version of yourself. That could be me. That could be someone else in your life. Or it could be someone that you wish was your mentor. Next, you're going to go to a future observer. So this is like a wise and compassionate being. Some people will think of this like God, or like Jesus, or like one of the prophets, whatever you want to think of. Or some people see this like Mother Nature or spirits. I want you to imagine a being like that, who can see your future, and they see all of the possible outcomes for you. What advice would they give you? And then you're going to go to the mentor of a present. So imagine a mentor in your present. What would they say to you? An observer who can kind of see the big picture of everything. You're going to imagine yourself from the past. I like to think of myself when I was like 6 or 7 years old. What would 6 or 7 or 8-year-old me, before all the crap that happened, what would he say about me now? What would they think about my accomplishments, my abilities? What advice would they give me to help me overcome this limiting belief? What's interesting is sometimes you actually go back that far and they don't even have that limiting belief. Let's see, two more. So we got the mentor from the past. All your mentors can be real or imaginary. I've literally had some people pretend like Taylor Swift was their mentor, and that's perfect. It works. Even if you're not like a singer-songwriter or anything like that, they're not actually a mentor, pretend they are. And it's actually super helpful for all of these. And this one's a little confusing. So this one is someone that sees how your life has progressed from your past. So this mentor is going to be someone who understands, hey, the things that happened to you back then, yeah, they might have sucked, but there has been good in some way, shape, or form that's come from it, or good that could come from this. Either it's made you smarter, more resourceful, or it's just been a challenge for you to overcome, and that's made other challenges for you easier. Sometimes that good is not always immediately noticeable, especially if it's something traumatic, a really bad limiting belief that you have about yourself. But try to get into that mindset and write down what your mentor from the past would say. Then the last one is, again, another observer. This is the spirit, that being, or like the God kind of mindset of how would they see that your past is connected to your future, and they can see your whole timeline at once. It's kind of like someone who literally can see your entire life. What would they say to you? What advice would they give you? What is crazy about this little tool is when I walk through this tool, I find that beliefs that I've been stuck on for years, that I've just thought, that's just who I am, I can get rid of them in 10 minutes or less. And it's crazy, because once you start getting rid of the beliefs, that changes everything in your life, because everything in our life flows from what we believe about ourselves. You believe you're a piece of crap, or that you're stupid, or that you're ugly, you're gonna act like it. And when you act like it, everyone else is gonna play the same game with you. Everyone else is just acting in the play, and that's the role that you're gonna play. They're gonna go right along with it. My theater nerds out there will get that. But if you weren't a theater nerd, it's okay. Just know that when you keep doing stuff and keep acting a certain way, people feed off of that. This is how you change it. This in the memory movie theater, honestly, these alone have been what is needed to kick pornography addiction for some guys. Now, some guys need a little bit more. So if you do, just reach out, let me know. I want to see how you progress with these two tools alone. If you make progress with these two, it's a great start. All right, I'll see you next time. You have a great rest of your day.